What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Darion. This is another edition of the Modern Luxuries Podcast, modern problem-facing luxurious living. Wow, I messed up my own tagline. But today I am joined virtually because she doesn't love me and she's afraid of
Oh,
that Rona,
I'm
uh, by,
so
one, by one of my favorite actresses and models that I've ever met, the beautiful, the wonderful Miss Ali Ward.
hey y'all.
For those of you guys don't know, she is my celebrity crush at the very moment.
Oh my god. I'm
She,
so done with you.
yeah, she featured in all type of movies. You got a piece that just came out, didn't you? Or it's
I
coming out.
Yeah, it's coming out. It's called How Did I Get Here? I'm really excited for it.
I'm excited for it too. I seen all the promo for it.
Yes, it's gonna be a really, really great one. And it's a Christian-based film, and I'm so excited. Like I literally prayed for this role, which is so cool, and it's so relatable. Like all of it I haven't been through, but majority of it I've been in those type of situations, and it's just like, oh my god, this is the coolest thing ever. I'm really excited for y'all to see.
Like I said, I'm excited for it as well. I know that you worked hard on it, and I noticed you said something. The reason I want you on the show is because not only are you an actress, but you're also a model, and you're one of the few women that I know that's in the industry that you hold on to your Christian values at all time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know you have, like you're a woman of God. I know you have those shirts going on. You have that promo, and even with things that like should be more vulgar and adultish, you still hold on to your values.
Mm-hmm.
Like when aren't you an ambassador slash sponsored by a wax company?
Yes, I am. It's called Bear Haven. And I think like you can still be yourself, but it's just how you carry yourself and still know that you're a child of God. Like you still love your body. God created us to love who we are, not to, judge and stuff. So love yourself.
But is it difficult? Like we're both in industry, so is it difficult for you to, how do I say, be in the industry and hold on to those values? Because sometimes I'll be seeing it, I'll just be like, dude.
Honestly, I don't feel like it's that hard. I feel like as long as you just continue to ask God to lead you before you go make decisions on your own or be a part of these certain projects and things. But he's always with us, so I don't feel like it's a problem at all. It's not that hard. It becomes hard when you try to do tasks on your own and don't include him in it. That's how I feel.
Yeah. I mean, because I know, like, on the model tip,
Mm-hmm.
and this is one reason why I don't go back to Vegas and deal with a lot of Vegas photographers.
Mm-hmm.
They all want to shoot all the lady models nude or bikini or
Mm-hmm.
like swimsuit shoots, and it's like I don't know. It just seems like major creepy, like mad, like
Honestly,
hecka rapey.
that is one thing. I When people ask me about like certain advice about modeling, I always say make sure you read up on these people and never go places alone, because there's a lot of creepy people out here who just want to, of course, just shoot in the nude and stuff just for their own benefit, which I feel like is the most disgusting thing ever. And I've even came encounter with people who just go above and beyond something that's very disrespectful, and I hate it. But I
How
don't
so?
see
Can you tell the story, or are you
uh
under contract on it?
honestly, I can't talk much about it, but I will say that photographers will, especially photographers who are somewhat in the industry or somewhat known, they try to be like, oh yeah, I know this person, I work this person, I can help you get here. And someone who's so focused on, yeah, I want to be successful, I want to do this, I want to do that, they just somehow allow these people to just get into their minds and do things that can harm them or put them in danger, or just not elevate their career, it actually harms their career. And just women, be careful, please be
I
careful.
mean, it
Like,
happened to us men too, because like I've done photo shoots, and I'm not even I would never consider myself a model, but I've done shoots where I was kind of like it was like mad uncomfortable, like major
Yeah.
creepy. It's like, can you take your shirt off? Nah.
You have to pay attention to those. Like, do not let stuff like that slide. If you feel uncomfortable, listen to your instincts. Like, that is God talking to you to be like, oh, you need to back away from this situation because it's not good at all. It's
And that's why I really, like I said, and that's why I really wanted you on the show because you know, I've become friends with like you. I've known you what, like 2 years now, 2, 3 years
about
now,
2 or 3 years. Yeah.
and like I never seen you falter because I know a lot of models or people that like pose as models and influencers. They lose their way so easy. It's like you said, there be one photographer that says, I know this person, which is one of my, I hate people like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so that is one of my biggest pet peeves. Like,
All the name dropping and
yeah,
all
the
that.
name dropping, or my least favorite one is, do you know who I am?
Oh my God. I would never forget someone told me that before. They were like, do you know who I am? Do you know who I work with? I was like, really? You're really gonna pull that card right now? Like, no.
It's major it's corny. One is corny.
Mm-hmm.
Because basically when you name dropping, you're relying on another person's name to validate you. So that right there in itself is just, that's creepy already.
Yeah. And I feel like in this industry to believe in God and to be in the path of modeling and acting, you just have to stay grounded and to know that nobody is in control of your destiny but God. It doesn't matter who this person has worked with, who you come in contact with, who you don't work with, if opportunity passes up, if opportunity comes. At the end of the day, God makes decisions. He makes things happen, not humans on this earth. Like, he is the most powerful person ever. He makes things happen. Only God.
Mm-hmm.
Point blank.
I mean, but and this is, I can't even, I don't know a transition. We have an ad right here. This I was trying to come up with a cool transition in my mind. Couldn't think of any. This episode is sponsored in part by Cameron Avenue. Cameron Avenue is the premier cigar supplier in the Atlanta area. They're a mobile cigar company, and they have some of the best sticks that I've ever smoked. Like I always pull out my trusty humidor back there to show off all the cigars that I have. I actually need to re-up. I have to re-up just because the quality of cigars is so good. They just did Atlanta Cigar Week, Cigar Mike's Cigar Week, and they added so many black-owned cigar companies to their humidor. They're having humidor far better than most cigar lounges. I've actually had the benefit and pleasure of being with them as they, were doing inventory, and they had things that like the biggest humidor in Atlanta can't get. They have full bodies for the experienced smokers, all the way to the infused cigars for the ladies. The honey, the vanillas, mix them with cognacs. They have so many deals, so many specials. And as a matter of fact, I want to help you out. If you go to their website and use our promo code ML Podcast, you receive 15% off of your next purchase. Now, 15% off may not sound like a lot, but I want you to really think about all the humidors and all the cigars you've seen, how expensive they get when you want to buy boxes. They sell them by the box as well. So if you use our promo code ML Podcast at cameraAvenue.com, it's going to be going along the bottom somewhere. Put our promo code in and receive 15% off, and tell them that I sent you. You made a great point when you said that you were in control of your own fate. Like, there's a poem that I love. A lot of Greeks use it. It's called Invictus. And the last line of it is, I'm the captain of my fate. I'm the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul. And I don't like the fact that, especially in the industry, and I'm saying industry as in film, modeling, fashion, in the industry, people rely on other people so much to either validate them or boost their career. And I feel like a lot of people lose, like you said, the sight that what's for you is for you. If God got you, he got you.
Yes. I feel like people have to know themselves to also be strong in this industry. If you let others define you, you would definitely lose yourself so easily. Because just speaking from the modeling standpoint and the acting, it gets so hard It gets so hard. So if you're not strong in your faith, man, and I'm not saying that every day is gonna be really great. You're not gonna book every role. You're not gonna get every modeling gig, but you just have to know that, okay, maybe this is happening for a reason, or God's preparing me, or it's just,
Or
you
it's
just,
just simply you ain't ready. Like I be trying to tell some models, like they try to come with us and walk in fashion shows, and I turn them down, and
mhm.
they're like, they try to spite me or smite the company, and I'm just like, and we're not saying that you're not good, you're just not ready.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We as people have to stop looking at not getting an opportunity as something that's so bad. Like, I'd rather know that I'm not ready and someone tell me, as far as me going out there and then making a complete fool out of myself. Like, I'm the type of person, if someone tells me, oh, okay, maybe not this time, or we'd rather choose someone else, whatever, I look back at it like, okay, I'm about to get back in the lab, see the things I need to perfect or work on, and just come back 10 times harder to try again. Like, it's, the opportunity, it may not be the timing, it'll come around again. It'll actually be better than that.
And I know, like you model with some very big names, but you really don't name drop that you model with them. You just, I'm a model.
Yeah. I feel like I've just been raised that way, because my mother has always taught me that it's okay to be proud of the things you've done, but don't be too proud, because just like how you got those things, they can be easily ripped away from you. Like, you just have to be humble and just grateful for all opportunities, because when you're humble and grateful, more opportunities come to you. But if you're just cocky, that's a bad thing. I do not like a cocky person, because in my mind it's like, they don't know that the things they've gotten can be taken away. Like, would you still act that way if it was all ripped away from you? Like, never forget where you start from. Never forget that.
Or at least carry your cockiness. Like, me, and I'm not saying that you're wrong. I just say, like,
Mm-hmm.
I know me. I call myself a cocky person.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say I'm a cocky, arrogant person, but I'm not arrogant in the sense of like I'm better than you.
Mm-hmm.
I tell people I'm cocky because I know that God has blessed me,
Yeah.
and God has been so good to me that I don't worry about. I feel like I'm the best thing walking because that's what God
Mm-hmm.
tells me that I am. Just like God tells
Yeah.
you that you should, like God should tell you that you're the best thing walking. I'm the best version of Darion that I could be. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't rely on validation from anybody. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying, I'm, Billy Badass or, you know, I don't need nobody to succeed because I do. I
Yeah.
do need help. I need a team. I do need people around me. However, I'm not using the people around me
Mm-hmm.
to validate myself or uplift myself because I know that God got me. If everything got
And
taken away from me.
speaking on the whole thing of needing other people, I'm not even gonna lie. Before, I was that type of person. I was like, I'm just gonna do this on my own. I don't need people. I don't want people to be able to have the opportunity to be like, if I didn't do this for you, you wouldn't have this opportunity, blah, 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 and stuff like that. And that's when I started to pray about that a lot, because that's not what God wants. God actually put people on this earth to help each other. And especially modeling and acting, that's a big networking event. Like,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people get their opportunities by knowing people, like word of mouth, like, oh, I have this fashion show coming up. Oh, I have this model I just worked with. Like, you can't expect to go far without a team or without having a support system, because that's very important, especially in times when it might not be good. Your team or your friends, your family, they'll come to you like, look, keep your head up. Like, you need those voices to be talking to you, because it's
Mm-hmm.
not easy all the time.
And then, but then, like that, like you said, it is, especially in the industry. It's not what you know; it's who you know.
Mm-hmm.
And you see a lot of it, especially like the big Hollywood actors and actresses. It's like they know somebody, so they get put on. But equally, like you said in the beginning, it's a delicate dance of it's not who you know, it's not what you know, it's who you know. But you
Mm-hmm.
never want that person to be able to come back and say, "I made you," or
Yeah.
"Without me, you wouldn't be nothing." It's kind of like, no, I'd probably succeeded without you.
Yeah, and that's why you also can't fully depend on people. Like if you want something to happen, you make it happen. If you want to get further in modeling, start going to more auditions, start posting your walks on like social media. If you want to get these roles, start taking more classes, posting monologues. Like you can't expect to allow people to do the work for you. Like nobody wants to work with somebody who just fully depends on somebody and can't do things for themselves. Like no.
And so 2 weeks ago, we shot an episode with my boy Julian Colvert, and we was basically talking about hard work and dedication, and how like one of the biggest irritations that we have is when people are like, "Hey, put me on," or "Hey, I know, like this dude. Hey, reach out to him for me." And it's kind of like a lot of people don't like doing their own work.
Yeah.
And I
That
know,
is
like with you and a lot of other models that we both know, y'all go out and get it. Y'all make it happen. The Quentin, Darnell, Dawson, Lexi, y'all all go out there and make it happen. Y'all all do
shout
your.
out to them.
You said what?
I said shout out to them.
Oh yeah. And it's like we even even me with you guys, we all make it happen. We don't rely on one person. We all like, we might have our agents, we might have our agencies, but for the most part, even with or without the agency, y'all still out there. Hey, I seen this. I'm gonna go hop on this.
Mm-hmm. That is so true. That is so true. Like you just gotta put in the work. It's like it's the whole thing. Just like it talks in the Bible, faith without work is dead. Like if you're not putting in work and you don't have faith, like what are you expecting to get back from it? If you don't believe in yourself, if you're not putting in the work, why are you expecting so much from God? That's just very incorrect. If you believe in him, you have to believe in yourself. Like if you know he's going to provide for you, you need to do what it takes. For example, if I want a certain role and I'm praying for God for it, like say maybe it's an athletic role, I'm going to go out here and be busting my butt to like make sure I'm fit, like make sure my mental space is right, because God can't put me in a situation I'm not ready for. And he won't do that because he's just not that type of God. And people got to realize that.
Mm-hmm. And then that goes back to the idea too of, like I was saying, sometimes you just ain't ready. It ain't a no, it's just a not yet.
Yes, and there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with someone telling you, okay, not now and stuff like, okay, I'm not gonna be like, we're never gonna feel down. Because sometimes when you hear that no, you be like, oh dang, really?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just that moment when you can't be so down on that. Like you can't be like every day like, oh man, they said this or it's never gonna happen. No, you gotta have that moment when you're like, okay, they said this, I'm gonna either cry about it, get down for a little moment about it, but get back up, put back into work, like start back over, grind hard.
I would say for me, most of the best stuff that happened to me happened when I was at the point of like, I go in expecting no.
Mm-hmm.
Like even working with Miguel, I went to every tailor shop in Atlanta and everybody said no, to the point I called Miguel on something like the worst he can say is no, like everybody else.
And I also feel like when, when you hear like those no's and you're not ready and stuff like that, I feel like it'll make you appreciate that yes so much more, because it's like, man, I've been working for this. It'll make you jump for joy. It's like, okay, yes, it's my time, It just makes you appreciate it more. That's just like not being exactly where you want to be in life. Just the journey itself, once you get to where you want to be, when you look back, you're like, wow, like I'm really proud of myself. Like that's how it should be.
Right. Like, and then too, I'll say like, one person that I'm extremely proud of is the owner of Indulgence Lingerie, which is the other sponsor of this episode of Modern Luxuries podcast. You like that little transition?
I like that. That was real smooth.
Yeah, bro, I'm trying to work on these roles. I will tell you, Indulgence Lingerie, let me tell you, it's some amazing pieces. There's some amazing pieces in Indulgence Lingerie. I remember when I first saw her, come out with it, and I was just like, that's nice. That's cute. She has grown to the point of like, she just launched a collection. I keep harping on the fact people get tired of hearing me say she had a baby, and while having a baby, she launched a new collection. So she was grinding, getting it out the mud. In addition, she made sure she had a brand with quality pieces. None of this is cheap. I've
Mhm.
seen it. I've touched it. I had samples sent to me, not for me personally, but I had samples sent to me, and it's nice quality pieces, and and they're at affordable prices. So whereas you may go to Victoria's Secret and spend $80 for a piece, she has a piece better than Victoria's Secret for like $20. And she ships throughout the country. And as a matter of fact, if you use our promo code ML Podcast at her website, the website's gonna be going down here somewhere. Uh, you will receive an additional 10% off of your next purchase. 10% off of a $5 piece. There's pieces on there for $5. Quality pieces, quality lingerie pieces for $5. And let me tell you, for all the models that's gonna be watching this, get you some indulgence lingerie from the times y'all gotta do them lingerie shoots. Or you guys got to do them portfolio shoots. Get you some indulgence lingerie. Don't go to Victoria's Secret and spend $100 to have to pay the photographer $200. Plus, you got to pay for your edits. Then you got to do all it. Go to Indulgence Lingerie. Use my promo code ML Podcast. Get your 10% off of a $20 piece that looks phenomenal, and save you some money and build your portfolio the right way. Again, Indulgence Lingerie. The website is lingerieindulgence.com. Use our promo code ML Podcast. It's going to be, the links will be in the description, all that too. So make sure you stop by that. But tell them MLP sent you. Like that read? Yeah.
Just
My
like
read?
that.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Have you done a lingerie shoot?
Yes, I have.
Was it
And
cute?
actually, I did a lingerie shoot for Bearhaven because
Oh, okay.
it's dealing with skin and everything, so it makes sense to do lingerie. So yeah, I have.
Is it weird or creepy?
No, not at all. I love my body.
I'd love
I
your
work
body
out.
too.
I'm done with you. I work out hard. Like, shout out to my trainer, Multi Fitness. He puts in the work, but I really love my body, And speaking on that, y'all, it's time to get healthy. It's time to work out. Go to my trainer, Multi Fitness.
Mm. You know what? My mom was talking about how I was getting fat and I need to get in shape, and I was just kind of like, now what shape?
She said that.
Now what is shape? Like, I start out so well working out, and I'll just be like, you know what? No, I don't want to go.
See that moment when you're like, no, I don't want to go. That's when you gotta push yourself the hardest, because you feel so great after you come from that gym. Because I know sometimes I wake up and I'm literally laying in bed looking at the ceiling like, do I really want to get up? Or I could just go make me something to eat, or I could just
But
keep.
see, with you have to be in shape. You have to keep your body right to be a model. Me, I could be 400 pounds,
Oh my
and
God.
and I could still sell these suits.
And something that has made me truly, truly happy is that we're getting outside of this whole thing of what a model looks like. And I think
Tell me about it.
like Rihanna, thank you. The way she has, it's so different. She has so many shapes and sizes. She has so many races in her fashion show. I'm like, that's exactly what we need, because it's very hard trying to keep up this whole image of what a model should look like. Like, no, there's not one type of body. There's not one race in this world. There's multiple races and body types.
You know what? I realized I at for a brief second forgot Rihanna made music.
do you think you think she gonna go back to,
I feel like she's making so much money with Fenty and Puma and just being a designer and create. I feel like she's making so much. It's like, for what?
See, you know what? I really feel like one day she's just gonna be like, boom, album, and it's gonna go crazy. It's gonna go so crazy.
But I feel like it wouldn't even be the album that it would be the album that we want, but not the one we deserve.
You know what would be hilarious? Because you know how people have been pressuring her, like, where's the album, where's the album? If she literally dropped an album and all she said on each song is, here's your album, and kept saying it, that would be so funny to me.
But I feel like that would basically be how I'd feel listen to Rihanna. Because you got to think, Rihanna is doing so much. You know she ain't in the studio. So you know this is about to be something. No, because she's doing, she's doing so much of Fenty and Sav. It's like, we're going to get an album that it was like, oh yeah, we've been asking for an album, and then we're going to get it. And it's like, this is what we waited for.
I don't know, cause it's just think about it though. It's been so long since she's dropped an album. It's been
Hey,
so.
Frank Ocean did the same thing, and that album was garbage.
But hard.
We expected so much from Frank Ocean. Then we got the album. We was like, we waited years for this.
Do you listen to Bryson Tiller?
Mm-hmm. I actually when people was getting on Bryson Tiller without the whole trap soul, I was like, I had the trap soul album
Mm-hmm.
like when it first came out. I was telling people like all the stuff y'all listen to, that's not new music. A lot of that came out in like 2015.
Honestly,
People,
I'm not even gonna lie. Somebody recently, like I've always just heard Bryson Tiller's music, but I've never just like went to the thing like, oh, I'm listening to Bryson Tiller. But now I listen to it heavily, and it's because somebody put me on, and now I can't stop. His vibe is so dope. Like he has a song for every moment, every mood to me. It's just a vibe. I was just riding through Atlanta, you know, all the beautiful buildings when you're on the highway, you just listening, you just feel like you're in a whole movie. I love that vibe. I love his music.
that whole like little like last 10 seconds. I don't know what happened. You are streaming from a pager right now.
Honestly, you know what? I'm not even gonna say what network I'm with. But I don't know what's been
I
going
will
on.
say it. I am on Xfinity, and I really had to cuss them out a few weeks ago because they were trying to convince me that my signal went out because I had too many things connected. And all I had was my phone, my laptop, my TV, and PlayStation.
What?
Yeah.
Well, my Wi-Fi. I just want to say I literally have one thing connected, and it's still be acting fugazi, and it makes me feel a little some type of way because I'm paying for it every month. Speaking of that, I'm calling them tomorrow. I don't like it. You know, I don't like wasting money. I don't like wasting money, and I feel like I'm wasting my money right now.
Allie, there's one question I want to ask you, and tell me if this is off limits, and I'll just edit
It's
it
off
out.
limits. No, what's the question?
No, I was gonna say, is it harder dating when you're a model or an actress?
No, not. Well, let me rewind that back. I feel like it can be because, for example, since and let's talk about the topic of acting, there may be some scenes where I have not a girlfriend, but a boyfriend, a husband, and there may be some intimate scenes. If I have a partner who's not comfortable with that or comfortable with them himself, or that can trust me, that can be a problem within the relationship. So I feel like it can and cannot be a problem depending on who you are actually dating or married to. Or,
I don't even, because I think of myself, and it's like, I'm not saying I'm insecure by any means, but it's also one of them times of like, if I was dating a model, I don't know how I'd feel seeing her walk around in lingerie and posting it all on social media, especially when you get the dudes like in the comment section. The comment section just be going crazy for.
That's the thing, though. It's just like if you love someone, though, you're gonna allow them to do what makes them happy. Like, of course, you don't never want to do something that's completely out of the way to be disrespectful to your spouse, but I know me personally, I'm gonna do what I love and just hoping my partner does the same, because that's how it should be. Because you shouldn't be with someone who's like, oh, I don't want you to do this, I don't want you to do that, blah blah blah, and taking you away from your purpose or your dream and stuff. That's not okay.
I mean,
And
it
that's why
probably isn't even that. It's more like I said, the comment section, because like.
But
I know.
you gotta ignore comments, because regardless, people are gonna comment all the time. Like, and it doesn't matter if the girl's fully clothed, if she ain't got no clothes on. She could just be like doing anything. Like, people are always
I will say I drop the heart eye emoji in the comment section, try to boost your head up a little bit. But some people be going hard in the paint in the comment section.
No, seriously.
And I'm like, okay. That's why I literally, if you notice, I stopped doing like the straight hard eyes. And I might do the hard eyes, but I ain't do like the rose, just to let you know, hey, this
Look,
simmer down. Simmer down.
I don't mean no harm or nothing.
Some dudes be in the comment section with the hard eyes and the water splash emoji and the eyes, and it's like, okay.
No, oh my God. I think honestly, it's crazy. Comments, DMs. But that just comes a thing of who, like I said, who you're with. Like, trust is such a big thing. Cause well, you never know. One day whoever you're with, they can blow up, be like the number one person in the world. Then you got millions of comments. Then what? Exactly.
Hey, I'm like I said, more power to it. It's just I'm not, and like I said, I'm not insecure by any means. If I actually tell my girl, if you decide to leave today, for somebody that's leaving comments on your, go for it. Not
And
insecure.
I mean
Go for
that
it,
is
but
true though. You can't stop people from doing what they want to do,
I
but
mean,
it's
because I be trying to tell a lot of dudes, especially if you can't, if you don't have the level head to date a model, don't try to get a model.
that's like that main thing with people. Like if you can't date somebody who's bad, who look good, you know, all that stuff, don't do it. Don't
Oh yeah,
put
I
yourself.
actually seen that. I'm gonna curse on this one time. It was like if you can't date what is it? It's like if you can't handle being with a bad bitch, don't get a bad bitch.
Just don't. Just don't. Like it's millions of women out here. Don't. If you know it's gonna if it's gonna cause a problem that your girl look good and stuff like that, then just pipe down. Take a different lane. It's a lot of lanes out here that we different, exits we can get off on. Just,
Allie, the dudes be sliding your DMs just reckless, or they just be, they more simmer down now.
nah, they reckless.
That's
they people get real reckless and they don't and the big thing to me, people don't care that you're in a relationship or any of that. You can literally post a picture with your spouse and they gonna straight come up in your DM right in there and say some crazy stuff. Like, and the thing that kills me the most, and when guys are like, hey, you need to tell your dude he real lucky, but when he mess up it's my turn. I'm like, how would
I
you
was like,
feel?
that is the most insecure statement I ever heard.
I'm like, how would you feel though if you were dating someone and someone said that about what happened? What? Okay, am I back? Okay.
Yeah,
Like, how would they feel if that happened to them? Like, it's you. Speaking on that topic, the most thing that just kills me is
let's
when
talk about
guys,
it.
when
This
guys
is the
are
platform
like,
for it.
when guys are like, hey, they're like, let me get your number and stuff like that. We need to go do this, do that. And I'm like, no, I have a boyfriend. And they were like, oh, he don't let you have friends?
Nope.
Now tell me why that was your response when you didn't want to be friends with me in the first place. You want to be more than friends. So it's not adding up, sir. And it make people really get so angry. They're like, they won't let you have a friend and stuff. I'm like, would you want your girl to have all these male friends?
Yeah. Or damn, the male friend. Would you allow your girl to be friends with you?
And let me take this back. It's nothing wrong with people being in a relationship and they're friends with opposite sex. I feel like that's very healthy. Like,
Oh, me
a
and
girl,
you are friends. What you talking?
yeah, no,
Like, what you talking?
I'm saying in general, but like some people, I've known people and seen people who doesn't like for their spouse to be friends with the opposite sex, but I'm like, that's so not healthy. Like, a guy should be friends with girls, like, and guys. A girl should be friends with guys and girls. Like, it
is weird. I will say there is that awkward moment. People make it awkward for some reason. Like, for
Yeah.
example, and I'm just using you as an example. Well, you are kind of the example. I believe you're a beautiful woman. And remember, remember when I told you, I think last year's Polo Classic, it was like, this is my future wife. She just doesn't know it yet. But I say it, but you have a boyfriend. I'm not about to try to pursue you. You are happy. You are happy right now. We are friends.
Some people don't care though. They don't care. Even if you can literally you could pull out a whole scroll on reasons why you are glad to be in a relationship you are with a certain person. And they still gonna be like, no, I'm gonna live. We need to do this. You need to be my girl and stuff. I'm like, what? Are you just gonna look over everything that I said? Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Like I'm happily with like relationships, so I don't need to be going. Like I'm not pursuing you. We're friends. We cooling. I don't want you right.
And plus, I think also that's a problem because people make it a problem. Like there's people who are in relationships who just completely disrespect their partner. I think that's why some people have the mindset of, no, I don't want my spouse to be friends with the opposite sex. Like, because their spouse or someone else has given them that reason to feel that way. But not everybody's like that. Like I love whoa.
Whoa.
I love
Whoa.
life. It's like, whoa. I love life. I love people. I love making people happy. I love when people have a smile on their face. So people may consider me to be friendly, but I love talking to people. I love getting to know people, but I'm not gonna disrespect my relationship. Know that. You know, there's boundaries in everything, but talk to people, everybody, no matter who they are, what they look like, all that. You can't be that way. Because to me, that makes a relationship so unhealthy if you can't be friends with the opposite sex.
I always tell people being friends with the opposite. Both of us can't talk today.
What's happening?
We're like our brains are lagging out at this point. Being friends with the opposite sex, I tell people this: when you're friends with the opposite sex, it actually makes being in a relationship with the opposite better.
Mm-hmm.
Like I never understood why women would go to women when they're having a problem with their relationship with the man.
Mm-hmm.
All of my female friends, whenever I have an issue with my lady, I always go to my female friends. I'm not going to one of my partners. Why? Because they ain't never been a female before.
Yeah, that is so true. Because I totally get that. Like, a woman can't understand a man, like just like a man can't understand a woman. So it's best to go to the opposite sex. But you got to be careful too, though. You can't look. That's why it's very important of who you surround yourself with, because you gotta be careful. Some people want what you got now, so you gotta be real careful on that. That's why you select your friend group, your family group very carefully. But
and that's the thing. It's kind of like, before I got in, in the situation I'm in now, I seen you had you're with your boyfriend, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You guys still together? Okay. I seen you had him. I was so genuinely happy for you that, oh, she found it, but I wasn't out here plotting on your downfall. A lot of dudes be out here try to friend their way into, like, okay, I'm gonna friend my way into some slide in.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's just not gonna end good for them. That's just people who just be unhappy. You just destroying somebody else's relationship is the most.
But that's the thing. A lot of fellas be trying to justify by saying, "Oh, well, I didn't destroy their relationship. She's gonna break up with him anyway." But it's like, but you was hoping that it would fail. What friend does that?
That's so terrible. Hey, you lose them the same way you get them. So if you feel like you gotta intervene in somebody's relationship, once you get that person, it's probably gonna happen to you, and then you're gonna be like, dang, now I'm back in the same position. Like, it's gonna let people be happy, please. Let people live their life, please.
That'd just be outlandish, now wouldn't it?
You are hilarious. Oh my God.
All right, but we got to get out of here. Side note, if any fellas is watching it, as I just said, Allie has a boyfriend. Please don't slide in her DM, and don't hit me if I post clips of our talking about who is that. Somebody you don't need. Leave her alone.
I'm so done.
I'm tired of bringing females on my platform and dudes be like, who is that? Somebody that don't want you.
I'm done. But hey, just to let y'all know, I'm not a mean person. I talk to everybody, but when you overstep, I will step forward. I don't step back. Just let you know. I'm gonna lay the law down, lay it down, put my foot down, both feet, put the hand down.
She's mean, y'all.
I'm not mean. I am so nice. I'm not mean at all. And I'm funny. I'm super funny.
Yeah, you are funny. I
Thank you.
remember the day I met you. I tried to get your number. You was mean then. You was like, no. Then you gave me the Instagram and didn't follow me back.
Oh my God.
You're a real piece of work. Why
I
are we
am.
friends?
Why are we friends? Let's just end this friendship now.
Yeah. Now I think about it. I don't know if I like this.
I was just straight to the point. I'm sorry for not following you back, but I'm not that type of person to be like, if somebody asks for my number and I'll be like, no, I'll be like, no. I'm straight to the
Y'all, so for anybody that's about to hit me up or try to slide in her DM, it's no from the get-go. It's no until proven yes.
no until proven yes. That's funny.
Yep. Get that on the t-shirt. But Allie, what you got going on? I know you got you got the film coming out, but what other projects you working on?
So I have a film called A Love's Journey that I currently just finished filming. And I also have a horror film that I just finished filming, but I can't really speak too much on that yet until it's released.
Don't fucking mind.
And yeah, I got a couple other projects coming out. I got to keep it on the low a little bit till it comes out. Then I'm boom, popping out. Just out here enjoying life, living my life. And shout out to The Mind Clothing. It's from my hometown by Brandon. Instagram, The Mind Clothing. Amazing. It's a great meeting. But yeah, we're just out here working, building my faith, building my confidence, building my finances.
Yeah. And the finances part. Ooh. All right, where can they slide in your DMs at on Instagram?
I'm so done with you. You can follow me on Instagram at Alicia Ward __. My name is ALISHAWARD __.
And the second underscore is very important because I think the first one is a white lady.
Honestly, is it really?
I think the first one is a white lady if it's just one.
Usually, no, seriously though. Usually when people type it in, it just pops up.
Well, that's because people already follow, around
Okay.
you.
Let me have my moment. Stop trying to take my moment away from me.
No, I feel it. I'm waiting for the day that the real spoon, whoever has the real spoon without the underscore, I'm waiting for his page to get shut down so I can take his at.
I didn't want to say it, but when I was like, who has my whole name? Like, why can I not just have it? And honestly, I tried to DM that person, but
I offered the dude $300 to give me his at name. This man ain't used the at name in like 7 years. So if anybody that really supports me, go on Instagram, put in the real spoon, not me, just the real spoon, and just go ahead and report that page so we can get it shut down so I can go ahead and take that.
Report it. Those pages are probably the ones when people don't forgot their password and can't.
Exactly. And that's why I'm like, bro, you need to just go ahead and come up off that name real quick. That's kind of like in football, the dude to get number 1, but he don't play.
Oh my God.
It's like, you can't have a good number and be on the bench. I'm sorry, bro.
You can't do that. Nah, dog. It don't work like that.
But this has been another edition of the Modern Luxuries podcast. I want to thank our lovely guest, Alicia. I will call you Allie, so I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, you never say my whole name.
Yeah. But we got Allie in the building. I appreciate you for coming on, speaking some knowledge to all the young ladies and men that's trying to get into the acting game and modeling game. You're actually going to be at the Atlanta Fashion Polo Classic. That's going to be coming up on Sunday. You guys, just letting you know, Lux Argue may or may not be coming out on Saturday. I might have to table that to the following week, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 episodes, double uploads next week for Lux Argue. So it's going to be extended take on that. Allie, if you would love to be on that, you're more than welcome to come on. You're a friend of the podcast. Welcome to the Lux Mob.
Oh my God.
Yeah, welcome to the Lux Mob. But I've been your host, Darion, with our lovely guest host, Allie, and we are out of here.
Bye, y'all.